There was once a young traveler named Siddha, who wandered from village to village searching for a simple answer: why do humans suffer, even when they don't want to? He wasn't rich. He wasn't a monk. He was just someone who felt that life was heavier than it should be. One evening, he reached the foothills of a quiet mountain. There, an old monk sat under a Bodhi tree, watching the sunset melt into golden silence. Siddha hesitated, then asked softly, "Master, can you teach me why life feels so difficult?" The monk smiled, "Sit. And let me tell you what the Buddha discovered. Not in a palace. Not in scriptures. But in the human heart." And thus begins our journey into the concept of Buddhist philosophy. Part 1, The Story of the First Truth. The monk picked up a dry leaf from the ground. "This leaf was once green," he said. "Soft, alive, untouched by time. But change came, as it always does." He crushed the leaf lightly in his hand. Suffering begins here, when we expect life to stay the same. The Buddha called this the first noble truth, dukkha, the truth that life has discomfort, uncertainty, and constant change. Siddha whispered, "So suffering is natural?" The monk nodded. "It is not a punishment, it is a teacher." Fire Part 2, The Cause of Suffering. The monk drew a circle in the sand. "Inside this circle lives the root of suffering," he said. Craving. We want things to last. We want people to stay. We want success to be permanent. We want youth, relationships, wealth, respect, all to stay exactly as they are. But the world moves like a river, always flowing. When we try to freeze the river, the monk explained, we drown in it. This is the second noble truth, samadaya, the truth that suffering comes from desire, attachment, and the refusal to accept reality as it is. Siddha felt a sting in his heart. He had spent years holding on to things that were already gone. Part 3, The End of Suffering. The monk pointed toward the horizon, where the last line of sunlight dissolved. "What ends must end," he said. "But peace begins when attachment ends." This is the third noble truth, nirodha, the possibility of freedom. Siddha frowned. Is it wrong to want things? To love people? To dream? The monk shook his head gently. The Buddha never said, "Do not love." He said, "Do not cling." Love like the sky, vast, gentle, and free. Siddha felt something shift inside him, a small opening, like a window letting in the first breath of dawn. Railway Track Part 4, The Path to Freedom. The monk then drew 8 lines in the sand, forming a wheel. "This," he said, "is the eightfold path, the way to end suffering. 1. Right view, understanding the truth of life, change, impermanence, cause and effect. 2. Right intention, choosing kindness over anger, compassion over cruelty. 3. Right speech, speaking honestly, gently, and thoughtfully. 4. Right action, choosing actions that do not harm oneself or others. 5. Right livelihood, earning a living in a way that brings peace, not pain. 6. Right effort, protecting the mind from negativity and nurturing goodness. 7. Right mindfulness, being fully present in each moment. 8. Right concentration, training the mind through meditation." The 8 paths formed a perfect circle, not a straight road with a beginning and end, but a wheel that keeps life balanced. Part 5, Impermanence, the Law of the Universe. The monk lifted the crushed leaf again. Everything you see, every emotion you feel, every moment you live, is temporary. The Buddha called this anicca, impermanence. Siddha asked, if everything changes, does anything stay with us? The monk smiled softly. Only your awareness. Only your consciousness. Only your ability to respond to life with peace. Bust in Silhouette Part 6, No Self, the most misunderstood teaching. The monk then tapped his chest. People say, this is me. But what is me? Your body changes. Your thoughts change. Your emotions change. Your memories fade. The Buddha said, there is no fixed, permanent self. This is Anatta, the teaching that we are constantly changing processes, not static beings. Siddha said, then who am I? The monk replied, you are the awareness witnessing the change. Person in Lotus Position Part 7, Mindfulness, Living in the Present. The monk closed his eyes. What is the only moment you truly have? Siddha answered, now. The monk nodded. The past is memory. The future is imagination. The present is life. This is why Buddhism teaches mindfulness, not to escape the world, but to finally experience it. Part 8, The Middle Way. As darkness settled, the monk lit a small lamp. Too much desire burns you. Too much discipline freezes you. Walk the middle way. Not extreme luxury. Not extreme denial. Balance. That is the heart of Buddhist philosophy. Yellow Heart Part 9, Compassion, the Medicine for the Soul. The monk placed his hand over his heart. The Buddha's greatest teaching was not about suffering. It was about compassion. Compassion for yourself. Compassion for others. Compassion even for those who hurt you, because they too suffer. Siddha felt his eyes fill with tears. For the first time, he felt the weight in his chest soften. Sunrise Over Mountains Part 10, The Enlightenment Within. The monk stood up, leaning on his staff. People think enlightenment is somewhere far away, in caves, temples, mountains. He shook his head. Enlightenment begins the moment you see yourself clearly. It begins when you let go. When you breathe consciously. When you allow life to change without fear. National Park Part 11, The Traveler's Realization. Siddha looked at the monk and whispered, Master. I came here searching for answers. But I found myself. The monk smiled. That is the essence of Buddhist philosophy. Not to escape the world, but to understand it. And through understanding, to be free. A new journey. The moon rose above the mountains, bathing everything in silver light. Siddha bowed deeply, filled with a peace he had never felt before. As he walked down the mountain path, he carried no scrolls, no ancient teachings, no objects, he carried only clarity. Life changes. Suffering exists. Attachment binds. Awareness frees. Compassion heals. Balance grounds. Mindfulness awakens. This was the concept of Buddhist philosophy, not a belief, but a way of living. And as Siddha disappeared into the night, a soft breeze carried the monk's final words, when the mind is still, the truth becomes clear.